Hey family, hey. So this Georgia weather is bonkers because today is like 75 degrees. It feels so nice outside. As you can tell, sis ain't got on a hoodie. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick little walkthrough and show you guys what I got going on. Still preparing for the cooler temps. Let's go. So I went ahead and put a couple of things in the greenhouse. I got the fan still going for the air circulation because it gets very, very hot. I got some broccolis, I believe, and cabbages in here. I got a whole bunch of my babies that came up. Most of these are collard greens. We got some more kale and broccoli here. We got a couple of cabbages. I got some beets over here. So you guys can see I got some beets coming up. I got some more cabbages. More collard greens over there. And what I did originally, I know I said I wasn't going to do a whole lot, but then with the food crisis and things like that going on, I figured if I had to feed anyone, let me make extra. So in this bed, I moved my lettuce from the outside garden. I put some of them in here. I can't get in there the way I want to because I am trying to also save one of the roselles if I can, or the sorrels. So I put it in here where at nighttime, if the temperature does drop ridiculously and I lose the bigger one, I have been getting some off the bigger one, but maybe I can keep this one a little longer to get some extra, or even just to overwinter it, keep it safe until next year. And maybe then just feed it and hopefully it gives me some more. We're going to see. I got my figs over here and I still have some figs right there. I don't know when figs are supposed to be ready. I did cut some of these back, and I heard they were really, really easy to restart, so I put some in here. I don't know, somebody told me I can probably, get another one from a cutting, but I got some collards in here just to see. I have my lemons in here. So you guys know I have my lemons in the ground. But as a backup plan, I do have 2 lemons in here just as well, just in case. I have 3 in the ground, which we'll walk over there, and then I have these 2 in here. So if something were to happen with those completely die, and it doesn't work for me to keep them in ground, we have a backup plan. So we still have those 2 just as well. My bay leaves are really doing really, really well. My bay leaves are looking really, really good. The other one is back there. So we're going to do a quick little walkthrough. Like I said, there's not a whole lot going on. More so empty beds. Like this bed is pretty much done. I just got the strawberries, which you guys know the strawberries do their own thing. Marigold still holding on. My green beans are still giving me green beans. I think I have like a bag and a half right now of green beans. Ladybugs came out of nowhere, y'all. I'm thinking just with the warm temps, the ladybugs decided to come on out. This bed is pretty much empty, just stuff coming up that may have been left. So we got potatoes, look like a carrot, an onion, but for the most part, this bed is resting. This bed I have a couple of cabbages, and I did put onions in here. I see one right there, one coming up right here. So remember what I tell y'all, when you get the straw with the seeds, this is what happens. And I'm constantly pulling them out, trying to get my soil versus these seeds. But the weather, again, this weather been so crazy. They were dying back. But then these last couple of days, this week is going to be like in the 70s. So, of course, the weeds feel like party time. So they're coming back. But it's all good. They'll die off. Like I said, cabbage is looking good. Look at them stinking bugs. Why? Because this weather is so freaking ridiculous. All right, sweet potatoes. Look, y'all, we got plenty of them growing back. I had to look at how long were they in here. They've been in here since July 20th or July 19th. So I am very hopeful that I might actually get some sweet potatoes, y'all, because it makes it almost 3 months. So, and I don't plan on pulling it until it completely dies back. So I'm looking at least 3 months, 3 to 4 months. So I feel like I should get something. Again, this bed, I have put it to sleep. The herbs and stuff like that, I'm letting them do their things. This bed right here, onions, and that is a Georgia collard. I had to figure out what that was, and it's doing really, really well. Again, my big old sorrel tree or roselle is taking over everything. And as the leaves are now starting to get yellow because it is starting to get cooler, you really get to see how big that thing is. I am coming out and checking. A lot of flowers are dropping, or I'll tug on it to see, like this one, I know it's not ready, it's just pretty. But there's quite a few of them. If the flower look dried out and stuck, I just pull it out and just leave it alone for now. So again, we just got flowers in here, nothing else. Pretty flowers that seeded last year that I just let be, and they came back, and I actually like it. This was the bed originally I was gonna let be a flower bed, and then as I started planting stuff, I was like, I need more room. So this bed, as you can tell, nothing is in it. Stuff is just growing, like little stuff, like I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just a weed, but it could be a pepper seed. Who knows? Because again, when things fall in here, I just leave it and let it do its own thing. We got the broccoli looking really, really good. Broccoli. I'm finally getting my kale. So what I'm thinking is there's about maybe 2 or 3 kales in here. I'm thinking about separating them so they can have their space, because if you know anything about kale, they get really, really large. But I think this one also was the baby kales. So I don't remember. Look at the cabbages, y'all. You can see them start forming heads, and I think they are so beautiful when they start doing that. Look at that, y'all. When they start curling up to become heads. I think this right here is either a broccoli. I think this is a broccoli or either a broccoli or a collard green, because it's not curling up like any of those. Look at that, y'all. So I'm very hopeful, and the game plan this year, I want to be able to take some out, put some in, take some out, put some in. Again, I want to do sauerkraut this year. I want to maybe start canning a lot more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about 6 or 7 cabbages. And if they get to a nice size, I think I do like 2 of them to do a sauerkraut, and we can eat some fresh. But as we eat fresh, we also still have some. We'll still have some. Sometimes I hate talking to y'all while the camera's faced the opposite way. But what I plan on doing is having some for now, being able to harvest, and then even though we're harvesting, we're either putting more back in, or others is already getting big enough to do the next batch. Staggering, is it plant staggering or something like that? You guys know what I mean. Anyway, broccoli. Looking good. Now I do harvest some of the broccolis and I mix them with the collard leaves just as well, because they cook just the same for me and I enjoy them. So as you can tell, I've been harvesting. So these are broccolis looking really, really good. And this bed, I believe it's more cabbages, onions. I got a collard over there that I actually been harvesting from. That one came up by itself from last year. I think this is another collard right here. So I'm excited about that one. I didn't plant a whole lot of collards because last year or the year before, I had so much, and it was way too much for just me and the family. But this year, I feel like, again, with the food crisis and EBT crisis, that if I could help people and give them cabbages and collards and whatever I can help out with, I don't mind. Hell, even if I give them a whole plant so they can forage for themselves, I wouldn't mind. I just want to help. And I may not have a whole lot to help, but what I do have, I'm willing to help where I can. So I did plant a whole lot. I did start planting extra just in case people needed stuff. All right, here is the tangerine, looking fine. Now I did go in and add, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? I added the tree fertilizer, the slow feeds, into all of the trees out here. Again, just so if when it rains and things like that, it can still get some type of nutrients. If it get warm enough, it has. But look, this baby's still trying to put on versus going to sleep. You can see where the cold is really affecting the leaves. But again, I'm not worried about it because I know that it's time for it to go dormant. But this is what pretty much the cold and the bugs, of course, been tearing up the leaves. My sorrel, this one is my moringa that we cut a couple of days ago. I don't see anything coming back, but that's okay because it has been cool, so it may just be dormant. And last time it took a couple of weeks for me to get new sprouts. So this is the lemon. This is the lemon. And holy cow, look, I didn't see that, baby. Now it's got me looking. It got me looking. But yeah, so there we go. So that was one. And this is the one that I propagated off of this one. I propagated this one right here off of this one last year. And this baby looks beautiful. Do y'all see that? Beautiful. The other two that's in the greenhouse, came off of this big one just as well. And like I said, I put these in the ground, and I saved those other two. The other two, I propagated those this summer. And I literally just cut it and literally directly put it into soil, and it gave me root just so quick. I don't know if, now I did still like cut it, then I cut some of the greenery off of it, and then I put it directly to the soil. So I'm thinking, because it's like an open wound, but it had the soil and everything, that it generated roots quickly, because I want to say within a couple of weeks, it already has started giving me roots. So that's those two that's in there now. And then we have the cherries. So these are the Bing cherries. I got this from, what is the name of the place? Tree Grow Trees or something like that. And they look great. I did have to chop off the heads because they were shooting straight up. See where I cut it at? I cut it right here because it was shooting straight up. And then when I cut it, it gave me all the bush. So I did that to this one also. Now this one hasn't bushed yet because I did cut this one later. So next year, probably it'll start giving me more bush. But if you look closely, look at all the new nodes that are starting to produce out now. So I am hopeful to get something next year. But this is the thing. The way I did the cherries, it was a buy one, get one free. And I thought, great. I thought they was going to send me at least the companion. So I bought one. They sent me one free. But I thought they was going to send me a companion for it. And they didn't. They sent me the same Bing tree. So now I do have to buy a pollinator. So they had the same thing this year again a couple of months ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I did reach out to them and I'm like, well, if we do buy one, get one free, can I not get two different plants if they're the same height or whatever? So, and it was like, no, you have to get whatever you order, you get the same tree, which if I was thinking, I was just mad at that point because I was like, that doesn't make sense. Let me get what I want. But what I was thinking is I could have bought two of the matching, the one that goes with that, which I think is a Stella or something like that, that will pollinate those just fine. So it'll be like 2 and 2, which will actually should give me better pollination at that point anyway. But they'll have the cell again. But when you order the plants now, I still won't get that cherry tree until like April sometime. So I didn't like that either because I don't know. I have trust issues and I was just like, they better send me my plant, which they did. But it was the process of waiting and making sure that they didn't forget. So that is it for this side. I just wanted to give a quick walkthrough and show you so far what am I doing. There is a side too. But what I realized is when I try to show you guys, I feel like I rush. And I'd rather allow you to just like, let's do one side at a time so I can give you the details. Also, I have my lemongrass. So my lemongrass, this one and that one was one big lemongrass. I cut it in half and made two. This year, I think I'm going to do a big chop back and then let it come back on its own. And I think it'll be really, really good. So I am enjoying my lemongrass. All my herbs and stuff is doing good. Like I said, right now, this is my biggest, like, wow, because look at it. I mean, and you can see all the flowers still producing, all the flowers still trying to, get out, which I want it to, so I can have, ooh, that's another one I'm going to be able to have. Flower came straight out. So yeah, I really, really want to get as many of these pods as I can to make some teas. Like I said, I did dehydrate some. I learned that you need to take, I'm trying to get this flower out because it's dried out. It won't let me. What I Before I dehydrate it, I gotta cut it and take that bottom part out. I just dehydrated the whole thing and just popped off the leaves as I did it. I was just like, hey, it looked fine, but I did do my research and see the correct way how to do it. So that is enough for me today. You guys, I just wanted to show you what I had going on. Everything is looking good. I am hoping to get sweet potatoes. Hopefully the next time we do another video, hopefully it's sweet potatoes. I do have potatoes jumping out up weird places. I'm going to let them die back, and then when they die back, I'll harvest and bring you along. But until next time, please like, subscribe, and share. Bye.